Do you want to build a Telegram chatbot without writing a single line of code? If the answer is yes, then this video is for you. By the end of this video, you will know how to create and deploy a Telegram chatbot using make.com. This is going to be completely free and you don't need to pay for anything. Also, this is beginner friendly, so even if you don't have any technical knowledge, then this should be easy enough for you to follow and you can do that in your spare time. So the tools which we are going to use in this video are going to be Telegram, OpenAI and make.com. So to start with, we want to go to the web version of Telegram. Okay, so first what you need to do is you need to go to web.telegram.org and you need to sign in to your Telegram account. So if you have Telegram on your phone, then it's going to be very easy for you to log in. It's going to ask you to scan a barcode, and once you scan the barcode, then you will automatically sign in to your Telegram account on the web. And what we need to do here is basically we need to create a new bot, and in order to do this, you basically search for botfather. So botfather is like a user which you can talk to, or actually you can send commands to it, and then it's going to do different things for you. So basically, when you open the chat with botfather, then you'll see this message. So it allows you to create new bots, and you can also kind of manage all the bots which you have created so far. So what we need to select from this list of commands is basically we need to select the first one, which is about creating a new bot. So let's click on this and see what happens. So, okay, so basically we need to choose a name which we want to assign to this bot. So let's say Telegram chatbot demo. And now we need to choose a username for this bot. So you need to be a bit creative with the username, and you need to ensure that the username that you pick doesn't match any of the existing chatbot names which are already on Telegram. So let's see what we can come up with. So we have chatbot AI demo 123 underscore bot. Let's see if this is going to work. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so basically what we need to do now is you can see it gave us a token, and we need to save this token because we're going to need this in the next step. So let's just copy this and save it somewhere. And I'm going to explain you where we're going to need this. So once we have this token, and basically this means that we have successfully created this chatbot. So now if you go to if you search for this username, then basically the chatbot is going to start, but currently the chatbot doesn't provide any functionality, and this is what we're going to work on next. So okay, so the next step will be to go to OpenAI. And yeah, so you need to go to platform.openai.com. If you don't have an account, then you can basically sign up. It's completely free and you don't need to pay for anything. And yeah, so once you sign up and you're logged in, this will be the landing page. And then from here, what we want to do is we want to go to dashboard, and then we want to go to assistants. And what we want to do is basically we want to create a new assistant in OpenAI. So our chatbot in Telegram is going to use some knowledge base so that it can provide answers to the people who are interacting with our chatbot. So basically, let's create a new assistant. So let's give it a name. Let's say test Telegram demo. And we need to give some instructions to this assistant. So let me just go to my helper file and just copy and paste them. So basically, we're saying that this assistant is going to be a real person, and the name of the assistant is Martin, who is a helpful assistant answering queries about artificial intelligence. And the knowledge base, we're saying that the answers that the assistant provides are based on the information from the attached file. So we're going to attach a file very shortly. So if it doesn't know how to answer a question, then it should tell the user to ask a question relevant to the main topic. And yeah, so it shouldn't tell users that it's using a file to provide answers. So we also want to change the model because GPT 4o is kind of an expensive model. So we want to use GPT 4o mini. And we want to say that this assistant will perform file search. And yeah, so the next step is to actually upload a file. So you can see now when you click on files, it brings up this dialog box. And what we want to do is we want to upload our knowledge base. So let me just open the file. So this file contains some basic information about artificial intelligence and machine learning, and it has some popular AI applications and key topics. And this is going to be the knowledge that our assistant is going to have. And then based on this knowledge, it's going to provide answers to the users. Okay, so let's close this file, or at least let's minimize it for now. And what we want to do next is, since we've already uploaded the file, what we want to do is we want to attach this to the assistant. So let's click on attach. Let's give it some time. And yeah, so the file has successfully been uploaded. And yeah, so this is our assistant. So yeah, so let's just refresh the page and just ensure that everything is still here. So yeah, the name of the assistant, we've given some system instructions to the assistant. We've chosen a model, we've uploaded a file, and yeah, now we can actually start interacting with this assistant. And the next step would be to create some sort of a scenario or workflow in make.com. So let's go to make. So if you don't have an account in make.com, you can click on one of my links down in the description. And yeah, it's completely free to sign up to make.com. And make.com is a platform which allows you to create different automations. It has integration with many different applications, including Telegram. And yeah, so once you're on the landing page, so once you sign in, you basically land on this page. And from here, what we want to do is we want to create a new scenario. So let's click on this button. So now what we can do is we can select all the different systems which we want our scenario to interact with. And in this case, we want to search for Telegram. So you can see there's a lot of options for Telegram. So let's just expand this, and you can see there's a lot of functionality which you can choose from. So let's just scroll down a little bit and find basically what we need in our scenario. So what we need is basically we need this functionality, which is watch updates. So we want whenever someone sends a message to the Telegram chatbot, this should pick up the message, and then we're going to process the message accordingly. So let's select this, and as you can see, it created a nice widget which we can interact with. And yeah, so it's going to create a webhook. And yeah, so let's just click on this button. And yeah, so we can give some name to this webhook if we want. And yeah, so basically you can choose any name that you like. And after this, so let's just give it a unique name, my Telegram demo webhook, for example. And after this, what you need to do is you need to click on add. So in here, what you need to do is you need to paste the token which we created a moment ago. So let's just copy this token. And yeah, so we need to paste it in here. So let's give this connection a name. So let's say Telegram bot demo connection. And let's save this. So let's give it some time until it actually makes the connection. Okay, so now that we have successfully created this element and we have successfully created a webhook, what we need to do next is basically we need to process this message, and we want to send it to our assistant in OpenAI. So how do we do this? So we search for OpenAI, and let's see all the options that it offers. So you can see there is an option to message an assistant. So let's select this option. And in here, what you need to do is basically you need to create an OpenAI connection. So in order to do this, you need to click on the add button, and you need to paste your API key. So let's go ahead and do this. So I've already created an API key. So you can use your own API key by going to platform.openai.com, and you can generate an API key. So let's go back to make. And yeah, so let me just copy and paste the API key that I've already generated. And this is going to be, let's give it a name. So this is going to be like my OpenAI demo connection. So let's click on save. And yeah, let's give it some time. So yeah, it verified that the connection is successful. And in here you see there is a drop down list which you can choose from. So let's click on this, and you can see the assistant which we created just a moment ago. It appears. And yeah, so we can just select this. So what we need to do next is basically we need to provide the message that the user sent to the Telegram bot. And in order to do this, we click on this message object. And from here, we need to select the field which contains the actual message that was sent to the Telegram bot. And yeah, so in here you see there's a lot of different fields which you can choose from. So we need to focus on the message object, and then in here there is something called text. So this field contains the user message. I will show you everything in detail very shortly. So let's select this field. And yeah, so that's pretty much this widget which we need to create. And let's click on the save button. So what we need to do after this is basically we need to return the response from OpenAI back to the Telegram bot. So basically, the Telegram bot receives a message, it passes the message down to OpenAI, and now OpenAI is going to send the response back to the user. So let's create another widget. So this is going to be of type Telegram again. And in here, what we need to use is basically the first option, which is send a text message or a reply. And let's select this. So we can use our connection, which is my Telegram bot demo connection. Now, what we need to do is we need to select the chat ID, and we can get the chat ID from the initial Telegram bot widget, which is this one. And so basically, again, it's under the message object. And in here, if we expand chat, you will see that there is something called ID. And basically, this is to ensure that we're replying to the correct user, because many users are talking to the same chatbot. So the chatbot, like not the chatbot, but make.com needs to know where it needs to send the message, as in which user it needs to send the message to. So this is what we need to choose. And yeah, after this text field is the actual response, which is going to be sent back to the user. And in our case, we need to select the response from OpenAI, which is going to be in the results field. So let's select this. And yeah, after this, what we need to do is we need to click on save. And now we have basically created our make.com scenario, which is responsible for waiting for updates or waiting for new messages from our Telegram chatbot. And once it receives a message or many messages, it doesn't matter, it's going to pass the messages to OpenAI. OpenAI is going to basically query our knowledge base, which in our case is a PDF file. And then based on the PDF file, it's going to find an answer to the question which the users might have. And then it's going to provide this answer back to Telegram, and then the user is going to see that. So what we can do is we can basically run this scenario, and we can go back to Telegram, and we're going to start a conversation with our bot. So you can see here what we can do is we're in bot father, and from here we can actually click on this hyperlink, and it's going to start it's going to start a conversation with our chatbot. So let's click on it. So you can see that by default, when you start a conversation with a chatbot, it sends this /start command. And this is something that actually triggered our scenario in make.com. And this is a response that came back from our assistant. So in order to prove that, we can go back to make.com. And if we click on this button and we click on this message object, you can see that the text which is within this message object is /start, which is something that was sent from Telegram. And this message was sent to our assistant in OpenAI. And this is the result which OpenAI came back with. And then this result was sent back to the user. So now we can run our scenario again, and we can go back to Telegram, and we can ask a question that has to do with artificial intelligence, because this is what our assistant knows. So let's say, what is machine learning? So our file contains machine learning and AI concepts. So let's give it some time and see what it comes back with. So there you go. So this is the answer that we got back. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of this video. So now we have created a Telegram chatbot which has some knowledge about artificial intelligence and machine learning, and you can create any sort of chatbot that you might need, and you can provide custom knowledge base by uploading different files. You can upload PDF files, Excel files, Word documents, any kind of files that are supported by the OpenAI platform. If you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get full access to all the make templates and all the code behind all the videos that I've created so far, you can join my school community. The link should be down below in the description. Thank you very much for your time and see you in the next video.